Hello everybody. In this class, you are going to learn about some more important acts which were brought by British people in the administration of India. First of all, let me give some clarity about the constitutional development topic in the impact of British rule in India. Children, whatever the acts implemented by British people in the British administration classified into two. First, we can say that acts implemented during East India Company rule. East India Company rule. See the first classification, the acts implemented during East India Company rule. In that what will come? First one, Regulating Act. Regulating Act. The second one, Pitt's India Act. Pitt's India Act. So remaining the acts will be Charter Acts. Charter Acts. In that, Charter Act of 1793, Charter Act of 1813, Charter Act of 1833, and finally Charter Act of 1853. I hope you are clear with my point, children. The acts implemented during East India Company rule means what? At the time of these acts are implemented in India, East India Company was there as a trade company. Which are the act? Regulating Act 1773, and after that Pitt's India Act 1784, and Charter Acts I am already gave years to you, 1793, 1830, 1833 and 1853. And one more classification is there, which is nothing but acts implemented. Here I will write the second one, acts implemented during British government. The acts implemented during British government. See, the acts implemented British during government, that is starts in the year 1858 to 1947. In between the year 1858 to 1947, whatever the acts implemented, those are during the rule of British government. In that, we have to discuss. The first one will be British. We can say that Indian Government Act. Indian Government Act 1858. And after that, Indian Council Act. Indian Council Act 1861. Indian Council Act 1861. And after that, again one more. Indian Council Act 1892. Indian Council Act 1892. And after that, similarly in the year 1909, 1919 and 1935 acts. These are the acts are implemented during the rule of British government. Indian Government Act 1858, Indian Council Act 1861, Indian Council Act again in the year 1892, and Indian Government Act 1909, Indian Government Act 1919, Indian Government Act 1935. So now, I hope you may clear with the structure of this lesson. So far, until the last class, we discussed the acts implemented by the acts implemented during the rule of East India Company. Now, in this class, we are going to discuss the acts implemented during British government means which are none other than Indian Government Act 1858, Indian Council Act 1861, again Indian Council Act 1892 and 1909 Act, 1919 Act, 1935 Act. So far we discussed the acts implemented East India Company. Now we will discuss the acts implemented by British government. So children, let us discuss about British Government Acts 1858 to 1947. See here, now we are discussing about the acts which brought under British government, not East India Company. So now here, from the year 1858 to 1947, whatever the acts implemented in India, those are under the control of British government. See, by observing this year, you may get to remember one important incident happened in Indian history, which is nothing but 1857 revolt. 1857 revolt. It is also considered as Sepoy Mutiny. Sepoy Mutiny. Is it clear or not? In the year 1857, one of the important historical event happened in India against the British people, which is nothing but 1857 revolt, or else we can say that Sepoy Mutiny. Indian point of view, that is considered as first war of Indian independence. So in the previous classes, like in the 7th standard, you may get to know the information about this revolt. Children, first of all, why this revolt takes place? What is the reason behind it for the revolt of 1857, which is nothing but misadministration in the East India Company. Misadministration in the East India Company. East India Company. Misadministration takes place in the East India Company is a major reason for the 1857 revolt, and some of the anti-Indian acts implemented by British people at the time. That is the reason why the people of India, they revoluted first time against to the Britishers. That is the reason why that war is considered as first war of Indian independence. Now, so what is the reason behind it? Misadministration in the East India Company is a major reason. That is the reason why what happened means after 1857 revolt, in the year 1858, the administration of India taken by British Queen. Indian administration. Indian administration handed over. Indian administration is handed over to British Queen. British Queen. See, in the previous class I told you one thing, why Charter Acts are implemented. To renew the license of East India Company, Charter Act was implemented. See, 1833, again the license of East India Company renewed until 1853. But here what happened means, after 1853, especially in the year 1858, East India Company license was cancelled. East India Company license was cancelled, and more importantly, from there to the administration of Indian affairs taken by British Queen, and the license of East India Company cancelled. And more importantly, on November 1st, on November 1st, 1858, Queen Victoria made one proclamation. Queen of England made one proclamation. Proclamation is nothing but statement that is in favor of Indians. That is in favor of Indians. So the Queen Proclamation in the year 1858, that is known as Magna Carta. Magna Carta of India. That is considered Magna Carta means in the 8th standard you may get to know it is one of the landmark incident for the implementation of human rights. That is the reason why this is a proclamation by the British Queen in favor of Indians. That is the reason it is considered as Magna Carta of India. Magna Carta of India. So in this situation, the first time British government implemented one act that is known as Indian Government Act. Indian Government Act 1858. Indian Government Act 1858. So now I hope you are clear with this one, children. Why these acts are implemented by the British government means after 1858 there is no more East India Company in India. The license of East India Company is cancelled and administration is taken by the British Queen. And she British Queen gave one proclamation in the year 1858 on November 1st. That is in favor of whom? In favor of Indians. That is considered as Magna Carta of India. Now, Indian Government Act 1858. This is the first act implemented by the British government under the control of implemented by the British government. It is not under the control of East India Company. So now, first of all, I told you why this act is implemented means in the background of this act we must know about the civil and military conditions in the first war of Indian independence. So why first war of Indian independence takes place? That is due to misadministration of East India Company. So this act we can understand in the background of 1857 revolt and the civil and military conditions of the soldiers. Just now I told you, right? 1857 revolt after what happened? Immediately what happened? British Queen cancelled the license of East India Company and Britain Queen taken the complete control of Indian administration. So what are the main features of this act? The main features of Indian Government Act 1858. First one, East India Company license cancelled. The first important feature, East India Company license is cancelled and administration taken over by British Queen. Now, the second point. Before the implementation of these acts, what position is there in India? Governor General of India. Now, Governor General position is changed into Viceroy. Governor General position changed into Viceroy. The Governor General position changed into Viceroy. Lord Canning. Lord Canning is the first Viceroy. Lord Canning is the first Viceroy. Listen here. First of all, East India Company license is cancelled. Administration taken over by the British Queen. Next, the Governor General. Before implementation of this act, Governor General of India is there, right? That position is changed into Viceroy. The position is changed into Viceroy. So who is the first Viceroy here? Lord Canning. Lord Canning is the first Viceroy. Lord Canning is the first Viceroy. Next, another important feature, the Secretary of States, the new position, new post, the Secretary of States, the Secretary of States for India, created, listen here, a new post called the Secretary of States for India created. This post created in the British Parliament. This post created in the British Parliament. Example, cabinet will be there or not? Prime Minister is there, Prime Minister under one cabinet is there. In the same manner, in the British Prime Minister cabinet, Secretary of States for India is one of the cabinet, and this Secretary of States is a responsible person to look after the administration over India. Children, I hope you are clear with this point. A new post is created. What is a new post here? Secretary of States, one responsible cabinet. Secretary of States for where the states in India created. This secretary is responsible for the administration in India. And finally, one more important feature. Here I will write one more important feature, which is nothing but a executive council. Executive council is created under Secretary of States. Means under Secretary of States, one executive council will be there. So why this executive council will be there? In order to assist, in order to help the secretary in the administration in India. And this executive council consists of 15 members. So executive council, it is like a one council under whom Secretary of States created. So that council will be consist of 15 members. Children, during the year 1858 to 1947, there are major developments took place in the administration. That is the reason why these acts are very, very important. So now we are discussing about British Government Act. In that, first act will be Indian Government Act 1858. Means after 1857 revolt, this act is implemented. What are the main features here? The first feature will be East India Company license completely cancelled. Through the Charter Acts, license issued, right? That license will be cancelled. And after East India Company rule is ended over India, administration who taken? British Queen taken administration. Next, initially we know that Governor General will be there. That Governor General position is changed into Viceroy. From here, who is the first Viceroy? Lord Canning is the first Viceroy. Next, a new post is created where? In the British Parliament. In the Cabinet of Britain, a new post is created. That post is nothing but Secretary of States to look after administration, especially in India. And after that, under this Secretary of States, one council will be there. It is like an executive council. This executive council created under Secretary of States. How many members it will be consisted? There are 15 members are there. So these are the important reforms brought by British government under Indian Government Act 1858. Children, after the discussion of Indian Government Act 1858, another act which implemented by British government, which is nothing but Indian Council Act. Indian Council Act 1861. Indian Council Act 1861. First of all, this act is very important implementation in Indian administration. After 1857 revolt, Indian Council Act is very important. Why this act is very important means the British government gave representation to the Indians to participate in the process of legislature. Means here representation given to Indians to participate in the process of legislature. In the process of legislature means what? Creating a law, a process of creating a law. In that, representation will be given to Indians. See, in order to understand the aspirations of Indians, the British government gave this representation. Means Indians are allowed to participate in the process of legislature. The first time Indians are allowed by the British government to participate in the legislature. Why they are allowed Indians? In order to know the aspirations. Aspiration means what here? Demands. In order to know the demands of Indians, first time chance was given to Indians. This is known as policy of assertion. Very important concept. What is meant by policy of assertion? You have to write the British government the first time the Indians are allowed to participate in the process of legislature. So that is known as the policy of assertion. If the question may ask why Indians are allowed, in order to understand the aspirations of Indians, British government allowed them to participate in the legislature. So that is the reason why Indian Council Act 1861 is very important. Here some features of this act we have to discuss. What are the features? Indians are nominated. Indians are nominated to the Viceroy Council as a non-officials. First important keyword, children. Indians are nominated Viceroy Council. Who is Viceroy? So before Governor General was there. Governor General position changed into Viceroy. Under Viceroy, there is a council is there. For that council, Indians are nominated, but not officially. They are non-officials, not recognized, not permanent, we can say. So the first important key point, first time Indians are nominated for the Viceroy Council as a non-official. Next, Viceroy has the power to pass ordinance in emergencies. Here what is meant by ordinance? Viceroy has the power to pass ordinance. Listen carefully. Ordinance means it is a law enacted at present in the Indian government. Ordinance is enacted by the President of India. At the time of Indian Council Act 1861, Viceroy has the power to pass ordinance. So this ordinance must be approved by both the councils of legislature. At that time, Viceroy has the power. Ordinance means it is a law. He has the power to pass this ordinance. I hope you are clear with this word ordinance. Ordinance is a law enacted by the president at present. But at that time, ordinance is enacted by whom? Viceroy. So these are the important key features of Indian Council Act 1861. Very important act this one. Why? Because means first time Indians are allowed to participate in the process of legislature. In order to know their aspirations, participation was given. That is known as policy of assertion. Now, after we discussed Indian Council Act 1861, continuation of this act, Indian Council Act. Indian Council Act 1892. Indian Council Act 1892. Indian Council Act 1892 is a continuation of Indian Council Act 1861. Indian Council Act 1861. Why this act is implemented? A critical view expressed by Congress people. A critical view expressed by congressman. Congressman means we can say that INC, Indian National Congress. The important leaders in the Indian National Congress, they expressed a critical view against to British people. That is the reason why, in order to control this one, British government is enacted Indian Council Act 1892, children, which is a continuation of Indian Council Act 1861. So now, what are the important features of this act? The representation given to Indians in the Act Indian Council Act 1861, that representation will be increased. The representation will be increased. So the first feature will be the number of seats. The number of seats in regional and central legislature increased. Whatever the members, whatever the representation given to Indians in the Indian Council Act 1861, the representation will be increased. That is the reason why the total number of seats given to Indians under Indian Council Act 1861, that is increased central as well as regional government. I hope you are clear, children, here. I hope you are clear. The number of seats in the regional and central legislature increased. Now second one, legislative council power increased. Legislative council power increased in financial discussion. Legislative council, higher level, means upper house. Actually, upper house will be having the limited power, right? But as per the Indian Council Act 1892, legislative council power is increased in the financial discussions. Next. So, after the number of seats will be increased, legislative council will be increased. So now, there is a provision to question against the government. Provision to question against to the government. Against to the government. So there is a provision to question against the government on public issues. prior 6 days notice. 6 days notice. Listen carefully. Chance will be given to the people to question against the government on what matters, on public issues. But before they are raising question, prior 6 days notice should give. Notice should give means what? You can question against the government on what public issues, but prior 6 days in advance notice you must give. So with these features, Indian Council Act implemented in the year 1892. Remember children, due to the critical view expressed by the congressman, this Indian Council Act 1892 implemented as a continuation to the Indian Council Act 1861. So in this class we discussed the 3 acts which implemented by the British government in India, which is nothing but Indian Government Act 1858 and Indian Council Act 1861 and Indian Council Act 1892. So the remaining acts which are implemented by the British government, that we will discuss in the coming class children. Thank you. Have a nice day.